Here we go. There we go. So wonderful to have you all here and to see so many of you there. I know that many of you actually know Louise because you've had the opportunity to see and hear her speaking before. So you know how thorough she is. You will have an opportunity at the end of the evening to be able to ask some questions. So please, if you have any questions, just keep them to the end. Just keep your microphones muted, please. I think I can just see Roberta, who needs to mute herself. And apart from that, have a wonderful evening. So let me pass you over to Louise Riley, who is not only one of the most beautiful women that I know in Forever, but she's also one of the most professional ladies as far as explaining our products and making sure that everybody falls in love with them. We've got a whole year of training with Louise on the products, and I think you're really going to enjoy the one for this evening, which is going to be for sports men and women. So let me pass over to you, Louise. Just make sure, can you actually share your screen?
Let's have a little look. Let's see if I can get, I'm still disabled.
Okay, let me just make you host then. There you go.
Right, let's see. Yes. Let me just get it. There we go. Okay, so everybody, I hope you can all see the screen. Maybe Maria Luisa, can you just let me know, or Rosella? Yeah?
Yeah, you can, we can.
Right, okay. I'm just going to bear with me. I'm going to put it into full screen and then it will be easier to see. Okay. Well, good evening, everybody, and it's great to be back training. It's been a long time, and it's definitely been a long time since I was overseeing a lot of you. So I'm really excited to be sharing some information with you, as Maria Luisa said, about nutritional support for sports men and women. And this is going to be the first module, and it's important to understand that this is going to be really simple, easy to understand information where you're going to build up a catalogue of knowledge. So there's going to be a certain amount of repetition all the way through each module, because that will be the base information with other information added on for each section. As Maria Luisa said, I'm really happy to answer any questions that you have. Obviously, I can only answer them in a compliant way. I can't answer any questions that has to do with a medical scenario or anything like that. So if you do ask that kind of question, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that, but you all know that anyway. Okay, I am going to start off then by clicking my slides and moving to the first slide, where we're looking at the 10 systems of the body. Now, I thought if we start each module reminding ourselves of what we have inside our body, and every single day our body is relying on what we choose to put in our mouth to give each of these areas their own recipe of nutrients. So we have our endocrine system, which regulates the body's processes through hormones. When we're talking about our hormones, we have over 55 different hormones in the body. That this comes from our endocrine system. Then we have our nervous system, which is linked to, first of all, our brain, our central nervous system, and all the nerves that we have all the way through the body, like that feeling that we get in our mouth and our fingers, right down to our toes. Respiratory. Our respiratory system actually starts up in our nasal cavity, goes into our bronchi, so it's not just to do with our lungs. Cardiovascular, so that is our heart, our veins, our arteries. Then our digestive system, the physical and chemical breakdown of foods. And this is one of the key areas that I really like to talk about all the time with Forever. Our lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system is really where we are linking that to our immune health, reproduction, obviously that speaks for itself, urinary, we know that. Also to do with our skin, our skeleton, and also our muscles. So these are the 10 systems that we have in the body. But what's also interesting is that they are all connected to each other and they all rely on each other. So when we're thinking about putting goodness into our body, we know it's going to have a knock-on effect. And one of the things that I always relate to is, you know, the dominoes that you have and you can line them all up. And it's important to start with the first domino to make sure it's lined up to have this knock-on effect all the way through the body. Oops. Okay, let's have a little bit of an example of how these systems all support each other. So first of all, we have our respiratory. That needs the cardiovascular system to deliver oxygen. Then we have the cardiovascular, also known as our circulatory system, and that's where we have the muscles of your heart. They need to have the oxygen that is being pumped around from the lungs. Our skeleton, so the bones are there to protect, for example, our brain. And our brain, it regulates how we move, and that's what controls our muscles. The muscles, they move alongside the bones. Our nervous system, that is our brain is telling our body exactly what to do. The hormones in our body, they are sending messages, a bit like text messages all around the body. Hormones are needed from our reproductive system to stimulate the release of eggs. And our skin and our hair is part of our protection for our internal organs. Then, of course, our urinary tract is to get rid of waste. And then our immune system is going to support our body to be in good health. So they all support each other. So with that in mind, I want to start right at the beginning and see where it all starts. And our digestive system, it starts in the mouth. And what we do is we're breaking down foods. And how we break down foods, that we start with big pieces of food, such as our carbohydrates. We'll just make sure everybody's muted, please. I think there's a couple of people not muted. We have to break down food. So we have big pieces of food like our macronutrients, our carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are starchy, so bread, rice, pasta, potatoes. And then we have our fruit and vegetables. They're also carbohydrates. And our body actually runs on the carbohydrates, which are broken down to give us natural sugars. So it's important that we understand that our body runs on that fuel. And then when we break everything down, it's going to release all these tiny little things called micronutrients, which are vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, coenzymes, all these different things. However, what we have to make sure is that we want to look after our digestive system. It's like switching on the big button of the digestive system so it can break down everything, because it's not about what we eat, it's about what we absorb, which counts. And we want to make sure that our digestive system is working the best it can work. And our digestive system needs its own key nutrients, it needs its own recipe of nutrients to be the best it can be. So these are the key nutrients that our digestive system needs. So vitamin A, all the B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, And then we have our minerals, magnesium, calcium, chromium, choline. Then we have fiber, which is a carbohydrate. Digestive enzymes like amylase and protease are important, and lipase. So amylase breaks down all those sugars. Protein breaks down your protease breaks down protein, and lipase breaks down all your fats. Then there's an amino acid called L-glutamine. Now this is interesting because this is one of the fuels that our digestive system needs to work correctly. But then also within our digestive system, we need healthy bacteria as well as water. Now, if we look at this image, we have at the top here, I've got my little arrow. You can see this is coming from the mouth into the stomach, and then it's going into the small intestine is this bit here, and then the large intestine known as the colon, and out the other end. The whole of that area is your digestive system, sometimes referred to as your gut, sometimes referred to as your gastrointestinal tract. And if you were to stretch it all out, the surface area of it is actually the size of a tennis court. So imagine that you've got a tennis court inside you. Now, as we said, we need to make sure that our digestive system is in balance, because if that's not in balance, then everything else is going to be out of balance, because we are relying on our digestive system working correctly to absorb all the nutrients from our food. So how can we do that? Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, so the first thing to do is to support your digestive system. And we can do that by choosing to drink aloe vera. So obviously we're going to be talking about our supplements, which are there to support a healthy, well-balanced diet. That is how supplements work. They're not there to replace, they're there to support. Now, the great thing about aloe vera is nature has delivered to us the most amazing plant that has 75 nutrients in it. And these nutrients are all in total synergy with each other, but also in the right ratios. Now, what I mean by that is that when you have water is, it's hydrogen and oxygen. So water is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen.
Louise, just 1 second, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Ayrton, I'm going to mute you. Can you please, if you're going to be following the formation, would you mind muting your microphone? Because otherwise we can hear everything that's going on. Okay, so I'm going to mute you again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thanks very much.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. It's difficult for me to see who wasn't muted. Yeah, so when you look at these 75 nutrients, and they're in perfect balance, because when you have water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. We all know that, H2O, and there's 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. If there was 1 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, then we wouldn't have water. It's exactly the same thing with our body. Our body needs to have all these amazing nutrients, but they need to be in the right ratios. Isn't it fascinating to know that in this plant, there's 75 nutrients that are all in the right ratios with each other? So when you drink aloe contains all the right nutrients that your digestive system needs. All the ones that I listed has everything in there apart from vitamin D, but everything else is there. And your digestive system, as soon as it gets all of those nutrients, it goes, happy days, I've got everything that I need at the same time. So your digestive system can take those nutrients from the aloe, and then your digestive system can work in balance. And if that's in balance, more nutrients from your food are being absorbed. So that is where we always start with our 1, which is choosing our favorite aloe drink. Now, because we're talking about sports performance for men and women this evening, the drink that I have chosen to put up here is the Forever Freedom. Now, Forever Freedom contains all these amazing nutrients, plus it has some sulfurs. The first two very important sulfurs that it contains are glucosamine and chondroitin. Now, these are sulfurs that you find in normal healthy joints. And of course, the most important thing when we're being active is to look after our joints. We can find that we can overwork our joints, so it's making sure we're putting all the goodies back. MSM is another sulfur, and the great thing about this sulfur, it's a sulfur that is very soothing to the body. So I have worked with a lot of professional athletes over the 26 years that I've been with Forever, and it's one of their most favorite products. Now, how much to take? Whenever you're looking at one of the drinks, you will see on the side it will give a serving size. So suggested amount would be 120 mils a day. If you want to drink more, you can drink more. All that's going to happen is your body's going to thank you for it. Now, if you also want to choose to have other drinks as well. So for example, my husband, Ashley, he has the plain aloe in the morning, and then he has his Forever Freedom at night time, and that's what he does. So he actually has around about, I would say, nearly 300 mils of aloe a day. I just pour my aloe out, and this is one of the things we have to let go of, thinking that we have to ration things out or measure things out all the time. Remember that we're dealing with botanicals and nature, so our body will thank us for what we choose to put in. So that's our one. And then our second product will be our Forever Daily. And the reason for this great product is we have a selection of nutrients in here. We have our vitamins and minerals, but they're once again in the right balance with each other. And also it is bringing up to what we call our recommended intake, our daily recommended intake. If you're drinking aloe, even though there's 75 nutrients in aloe, you're not getting, they're only in small amounts, okay? So you're not getting the recommended amount. So if you're taking your daily, it's going to bring it up to, with your aloe and your daily, it's a little bit like an insurance policy. I always say, if you have that every day, whatever your day is going to throw at you, you know that you have made sure that you put everything into your body that your body requires. For example, do you know that every day your body needs copper? Do you know if you're getting copper from your food? You don't know. And even though it's a trace mineral, it's a tiny bit, that it's essential that you have copper every day. And you can guarantee that when you're having your Forever Daily, you're getting all those trace minerals. But what is a really fascinating ingredient in this product is something that you will see on the label, and it has the words or letters AOS. Now, AOS, you don't have to remember this, but it's, I mean, this is being recorded, but it's aloe oligosaccharides, get it right, aloe oligosaccharides. Now, this is fiber, and in aloe, there is also fiber. And what the company has done very cleverly, extracted the fiber from the aloe in concentrated amounts, and have actually coated each of these tablets with this fiber. Now, this fiber is insoluble fiber, and our digestive system is the home to our healthy bacteria, to a majority of our healthy bacteria. And our healthy bacteria needs to be in a balance of a ratio of 80% healthy to deal with the 20% unhealthy. But our good bacteria needs to have food to be fed. Now, most of our bacteria in our gut, in our digestive system, will reside in the furthest part of that, and that's our colon, our large intestine. So we want to make sure that we're getting food down to our healthy bacteria. And the fiber that we have in this actually will get down to that healthy bacteria. So it's this coating of special food for our healthy bacteria. But then talking about healthy bacteria, every single day, our body is fighting and sorting and trying to keep everything in balance. And every day, there's a little bit of a fight and a bit of a war going on. We don't see it, but we need to make sure, as I said, that we keep our healthy bacteria to that 80-20. So even though every day we're having fights and some of that healthy bacteria is being killed off, we need to make sure that it is still colonizing and replacing. It's a really good idea then that you are popping into your body that healthy bacteria every day. So the third part of our 1, 2, 3 is taking our Forever Active Pro B. Now, it's important when we're looking at a healthy bacteria that we don't overload our body with too much, because our body will just get rid of anything that it can't use. So sometimes we can get a little bit confused, and we can see other products out there that seem to have 20 billion or 100 billion bacteria, but it's a little bit like a car park. If you've got 200 spaces in a car park and 400 cars arrive, 200 cars are going to have to leave. So you're not helping your body if you're putting too much in. So what Forever have done, they have taken 8 billion lactic acid from different strains. And the reason it's important to go for different strains is because we have different bacteria that is needed at different parts of our digestive system. Remember, our digestive system starts in our mouth and goes all the way down to our colon. Majority of it will be in our colon, but we still have different ones at different parts. One of the things that our healthy bacteria does is help to keep everything in balance, sorts it, cleans things, the housekeepers of our digestive system, and also they help with the absorption and manufacture of certain nutrients that our body requires. 70% of our immune system resides in our digestive system. 70%, remember, because healthy bacteria is there to fight what we have coming into our body. So to support our immune health, it's also really important to support our digestive health. And what's also key about our 1, 2, 3, because within the daily, we have essential nutrients that are also known to support our immune health as well. So we have vitamin A, B vitamins, B6, B9, B12. We have vitamin C, we have copper, we have calcium, we have a whole array of different vitamins in there that are also going to support our immune health. So this is our 1, 2, 3. And as I said, the reason we're going with the Freedom is because of the glucosamine and the chondroitin. Now, after our 1, 2, 3, as we said, we're going to then focus on, when it decides to move forward, some key products which are for active people, for men and women. Now, this, I must say, is one of my most favorite products that the company has brought out. And I take this every single day. I'm not doing sport every day, but I know it's an essential nutrient that my body requires. And what I do is I put my RG sachet alongside my my aloe every morning. In fact, I put lots of things alongside my aloe, but I'm just going to talk about this particular one for now. So let's understand the power of this particular product. Just bear with me, I'm going to have a sip of my aloe tea. Okay, so L-arginine is an amino acid. Now, we know that amino acids, they are the building blocks for protein. And we have protein all the way through our body for lots of different things. But this particular amino acid has different roles, including being a precursor for nitric oxide. Now, precursor means it activates or starts the process. And nitric oxide is something that lines all of our blood vessels. So we have 60, I don't know what this is in kilometers, but 60,000 miles. Is that about 90 kilometers, I think, of blood vessels, okay, all the way through the body. And that is a combination of our arteries, our veins, our capillaries. And all the way through that, they're lined with nitric oxide. Now, what happens when you have L-arginine in your system, that if you have enough L-arginine, then it's going to have an effect to activate the nitric oxide that's lining all our blood vessels. When your nitric oxide is activated, then our blood vessels can relax, like so. Okay, this word is called vasodilation, vascular dilation, yeah? So they will relax. Now, to do that, you need to make sure that you've got enough L-arginine in your system in one go. And this is one of the important things if you are taking it, especially to be active, to be, if you're doing some sport. Because what a lot of people want to do before they start exercising or doing sport, they want to make sure their blood vessels are relaxed, because if they're relaxed, these blood vessels are what carry oxygen around our body, especially to our muscles. And we know that we need oxygen to our muscles so our muscles can contract, so they can work, okay? Also, they will carry nutrients around our cardiovascular system. So this is really important. If you are going to have this before sport, you need to mix it fresh, okay? So let's just say you are going to the gym. There is absolutely no point in taking the RG in the morning, in your aloe, then doing nothing, and then thinking at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think I'll go to the gym now. That's not going to work. You've literally got to take it before you start your workout, and you'll see why. So the best thing to do is, if it's not far to the gym, or you get to the gym, then you put the powder into some water and you drink it. That is because you need to get the 5 grams of L-arginine into your system in one go. There's no point in sipping it, yeah, because if you just sip it, you're getting all the nutrients, which is brilliant, but you're not going to get enough in one go to have the effect of relaxing your blood vessels. Approximately 8 to 10 minutes after knocking it all back, then you've got enough, and you'll have this relaxation of your blood vessels. So you can see, you've got to gauge it to make sure that you are going to take it to get maximum relaxation in your blood vessels. Now that's going to stay like that for approximately an hour, because you're going to use up the L-arginine, or the word is called metabolized. It's been used up, or it's reached its maximum. So after about an hour, you'll find that your blood vessels will start to slowly go tight again. So if you are working out in the gym for an hour, you need to make sure you've got the maximum hour time when your blood vessels are relaxed. If you're doing another kind of sport, so let's say football. I've worked with footballers, I've worked with rugby players, so let's give that example. What they would do is they would take the RG 10 minutes before coming out on the football pitch. So it would be in the changing room. And then they come out, they're warming up, they then play the first half, which is 45 minutes. So we know very soon that the blood vessels are going to start to relax again. They would then take another RG sachet at half time. And that means they're keeping their blood vessels as wide as they possibly can, this good supply of oxygen to get to the muscles, so their legs and their arms are not getting tired, to keep them going to the end of the match. So you can see that the great thing about this product, you can use it and it's used up. So then you can take another one. There's no point in taking two together at the same time, because you're going to have 10 grams in your system for an hour, but it's not going to keep you going longer than an hour. It will slowly start to close down. So generally speaking, if you have some kind of sport where you keep going, so it could be like you're cycling, you're running a marathon, what else, Ironman, all those kind of things, you can keep adding another RG sachet when you're doing that particular sport. Obviously on a normal day-to-day you wouldn't, you're just doing it when you are needing to get the benefit. So you've taken it before, you can also take it during, and then also you can take it afterwards, depending on the kind of sport you're doing. If it's a short sport, so it's not where you're trying to get the aerobic side, but it's more to do with a sport that could be a short sprint, or it could be what else, you are just lifting weights in the gym just for a short period of time. That's all you're doing. That's probably not a really good example because you might be doing other things, but very short things for just up to maybe 1 or 2 minutes, no more. What about the sprint, or the sports like swimming, when you're just literally doing 200 meters, those kind of sports, short, sharp, you wouldn't need to take it before. It's all about the recovery. So you're taking it for stamina, endurance before, and then afterwards for recovery. I hope that makes sense. Because if you're focusing on recovery, you'd take it after you've had your sport, because you then want to get oxygen to the tired muscles. You want to help with getting nutrients and oxygen there to help with the recovery of those muscles. Okay. And also you can take RG at night time. Now, it does not give you energy. This is the important thing. Obviously, what happens if you're active, it's helping with the oxygen. But at night time, you're not going to take it and then suddenly go, boing, I'm awake. No, it's not that kind of product. It's more to do when you're active, it helps with the endurance. But if you take it at night time, we have a hormone which is called the human growth hormone. And this human growth hormone is only activated at night time. And this helps your body through its recovery phase. When you sleep, this is when your body is going through it's starting to sort itself out, see what the repair is. So if you take one at night time, let's say you've overdone things, you've got a little bit of a sore knee, or you've got, I don't know, you have been out cycling and you're feeling a little bit stiff, and you think, right, okay, I'm going to take this at night time because it means that you're going to get more oxygen and nutrients to your body. But also another thing that L-arginine does, it's been shown to enhance the human growth hormones response. So it's actually supporting that as well. So you can take it before, during, after, and at night time. So if someone has had a really, really physical long day of exercise, or really push their body, then they can pick and choose when they want to take it. So as you can see, it's one of my favorite products to take because it is so versatile. But what I do every day, I put it into my aloe. I'm not taking it for sports performance. I'm taking it then more to do with giving my body L-arginine, giving so the relaxation of my blood vessels. So when I take my aloe, I take my nutrients, then you could say it's an easier delivery system for all of those nutrients that I'm taking in my supplements in the morning, to get around my body to reach my 46 trillion cells. Okay, so it's a bit like putting another lane in a road. Imagine that, how it's easier and faster for everything to get delivered. So that's why I take it with my aloe in the morning, just to help with the delivery of those nutrients around my body. It tastes really nice, and this is because of the berries. Now, when you think about what we have in here, we have grapeseed extract, we have black currants, pomegranate, raspberry, blueberry. Think of the colours. Think of the colours that you can see on the pack. Now, nature makes it really easy to identify where we have antioxidants in our foods, and anything that is has a red or blue or purple skin, you know that you are giving your body these antioxidants. And when we push our body doing sport, we release all these free radicals, and we need antioxidants to come along and mop everything up or deal with everything. So as I said, you can take it at a time to suit you. You can vary it day to day, from a quiet day to a full-on day when you want to take more. And you can mix it with water. You can mix it with your favorite aloe vera drink. You can have it hot if you want to have it hot. One of the things that has been a tip that has been given to me from people that are like cycling or they're running and they haven't got time to stop to take a sachet and mix it up, and oh, this is lovely, they haven't got time because they're in the middle of doing the sport. What you can literally do is you can take the sachet, you can bite it, put the powder into your mouth, and then put water into your mouth, and then kind of swirl it down and get it down. So if you are needing to take it to keep topping up while you're actively doing a sport, that's what you can do if you need to do that. So one of my favorite products. Okay, next product then. Oops, what's happened there? There we go. Now, the Forever Move has, first of all, these are 2 ingredients in this product which are patented ingredients, and this is the only product that has both of these patented ingredients in it together. There's no other company out there that has natural eggshell membrane and BioKirk together. Now, I actually like to recommend this product more for the muscles than the joints. And I'll tell you why. Because one of the things that we have with the Forever Freedom, the Forever Freedom has higher amounts of glucosamine and chondroitin. So those are what we need, those sulfurs, to support healthy joints. But what I love about this is more to do with the turmeric. It is a very, very powerful turmeric. So generally speaking, if you wanted to break it up, you'd say, well, the Move is brilliant because of the turmeric for soothing and calming the areas of the body. But let's start with the natural eggshell membrane. So first of all, if you take the egg, a hen's egg, you'll see there's a little bit of membrane in between that. And literally what you have in that membrane are the same 4 key components that you would get in a normal healthy joint in small amounts. So that first of all is glucosamine. As we said, it's an amino acid sugar that we would get naturally in the body. We also have the chondroitin, which we find in our joints, which we've already learned about. And then we have hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is also found between our joints where we have this synovial fluid. And what hyaluronic acid does, it's part of the fluid, but it helps to take nutrients in and take toxins out. It's really, really powerful, this acid. But hyaluronic acid is found all around the body. It's found in our cells, it's found in our skin. So it's a very, very important ingredient that we have everywhere in the body, but it's in a tiny amount that we have in this particular product. And then we have collagen. So a very small amount of collagen that we know is protein fibers that we get all through the body. And collagen has so many different roles within the body. So that's what we have in this natural eggshell membrane. But the key ingredient for me is the turmeric. Now, turmeric is something that is not very bioavailable to the body. Now, what we mean by that is when we take turmeric, so if let's say you got some of turmeric and you were shaking the yellow turmeric powder onto your food, that when you take that into your body, it just kind of disperses and has no energy. It goes into your body, but it runs out of steam, so to speak. It's not very bioavailable. Our body can't use it. So what you need to do is make sure it is in a format which is bioavailable to the body, i.e. our body can take it and use it. And that is what bio is short for in BioKirk. It's bioavailability. And Kirk is short for curcumin. And curcumin is the active part of turmeric. So you don't actually need turmeric, you need the curcumin. It's a little bit like garlic. You don't actually need the garlic, you need the allicin part, the smelly bit, the sulfur bit, which is the active part. So what we have here is highly, highly concentrated bioavailable curcumin. Okay, and sometimes when we're overdoing things, we may feel a little bit stiff. We may feel that our muscles are a little bit sore. They feel tired, a little bit hot, a little bit red. And with that, we need to soothe and calm. And that's literally one of the roles that curcumin has in the body. So basically speaking, if someone said to me from a muscle point of view, what would you suggest? I would say this particular one for calming and soothing tired muscles, especially if you've been overworking. Okay, next product is the Arctic Sea. So the Arctic Sea is made up of our omega-3 fatty acids. Now, omega-3s are especially found in fish, shellfish, calamari, and there's two that we have. We have EPA and DHA. So if you want to know the long word, it's eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, or we'll just say EPA and DHA, it's a lot easier. So what I love about this product, it is all, as you will see, to do with our cardiovascular health, because when you take EPA and DHA together, they also have to be in the right ratios together, which we have made sure in this product they are. They are going to help or contribute to maintaining normal blood pressure within the body, but also to support normal heart health, as well as your blood triglycerides or fat levels within our blood. So sometimes we refer to that as cholesterol. You know, we've heard of high density cholesterol and low density cholesterol, and we need those to be in balance. We need to have our HDL higher and our LDL lower, okay, to have the balance right. So EPA and DHA, they are important to support all those parts of our cardiovascular health. What's also interesting is that we need to make sure that when all these nutrients are getting around our body, that the nutrients can get into our 46 trillion cells. And we need to keep the cell membranes nice and supple. Now, our cell membranes are made up of these important EPAs and DHAs. So if you want to look after the cell's suppleness, then make sure you're having your good levels of EPAs and DHAs. Now, when we look at polyphenols, polyphenols is a name that is for antioxidants to support our body from damage and overwork, and these come from plants. Now we know we have olives that grow on the trees. Now from the olives we have olive oil, and the olive oil polyphenols, which are the antioxidants, are shown to help to protect blood lipids or healthy fats. Getting back to that HDL and that LDL again, we want to keep those in the right balance. So we know that that's also going to help. Now there is olive oil within this particular product, and also to help to support our body from oxidative stress. When we're pushing our body and we're exercising, we're subjecting our body and our cardiovascular system to being pushed and oxidative stress. So it's all about the support. When it comes to the Arctic Sea, it's great because sometimes we don't want to get that horrible fishy taste that you may get with some supplements. So we have lemon and lime in here. And just make sure that you are taking enough. So it's about taking 6 of the soft gel capsules every single day. And then we have the Forever Focus. Now, this is a specialized product, but I can tell you that this is one of the products that I don't think enough people understand the power of. And even though we're talking from a sports point of view here, sport is about focus, endurance, also often it's mind over matter as well, especially when you look at some of the kind of sports that that people play. Some sports are not always just down to being active. There's a huge amount of people that need focus for a sport, such as gaming, and gaming has become a massive, massive area now. So when we're looking at focus, then it's carrying that clarity, that mental performance to be able to achieve your goals. So obviously I'm talking from a sports point of view, but even from a business point of view, even to do with clarity, to keeping on track, then we need to make sure that we are supporting the health of our brain. Now, there's not much we can, I'm being really honest with you, there's not much we can say about this product because of compliance. So the best advice I can give you is, can you see that word that says Cognizin? Yeah. I want you to write down cognizin.com. And this is a website that you can go to, which has this patented ingredient that we put in. Now, Forever manufacture all their own products. And what they do is they take ingredients, they take the best ingredients, a bit like you making a fruit cake. You want to make sure you're putting the best fruit in, the best eggs. It's the same kind of thing. So Forever always make sure that we're using the best ingredients. So this is a patented ingredient, and there has been clinical trials and studies shown on this kind of citicoline, okay, called Cognizin. And if you go to that website, cognizin.com, it can tell you lots of things that I can't say from a compliance point of view. Okay, so one of the things that I tend to do is if clients, if customers want to know more about this product, I will send them that link, or I'll tell them to go and have a look at Cognizin to understand the power of this product. But Cognizin is a form of citicoline, and citicoline is a really vital, important nutrient that is found in every cell in the body, but especially in the brain and also the nervous system. We know the brain and the central nervous system, the spinal cord and everything is all connected. So I want you to think about the brain down the back and all your nervous system. And our nervous system is our transport system of messages, yeah? And we need to support that. Now, it's like sparks. I say that sometimes we feel we're not connected, we feel disconnected. Is that because if you think a little bit like your mobile phone. And if you haven't got a very good signal on your mobile phone because you're out of range, maybe the messages aren't getting through fast enough, or it's the messages come through too late. So sometimes we feel a little bit disconnected. This citicoline is this nutrient that is found within our central nervous system. It's like sparks, yeah? Cognizin is the only citicoline with the clinical studies. So please go and look at that website. That is going to give you so much information, which is fascinating. But alongside Cognizin, we as a company have added other ingredients which are going to support our body to be the best it can be. First of all, we're talking about cognitive function, aren't we? We're talking about cognitive health here. So we've added zinc, which will help to contribute towards that, but also to protect ourselves from wear and tear and oxidative stress, as well as supporting our immune health. And then we have added B vitamins, especially B6 and B12, which are going to support our nervous system, which we want to do, but also normal psychological function. That's our emotion, yeah? And then B5, that's going to help with our mental performance, our stamina, our endurance, and help to reduce tiredness. And then we added a selection of herbs, including ginkgo biloba and also guarana seed. And then an extra amino acid, L-tyrosine. And L-tyrosine has been shown to be a precursor, stops the process again for neurotransmitters. These are things that send messages. Dopamine, which is to do with keeping alert, keeping happy, and then adrenaline. Now, what does adrenaline do in our body? Our adrenaline is going to get our body ready for action. And what it does when it is activated, adrenaline will get the glucose ready in our cells for action, whether, you know, the fight and flight, that's what adrenaline is there as, the fight or flight hormone. So we've added L-tyrosine in there as well. So when you take this supplement, this is what I personally do. Every day I take my focus because I'm on the go all the time. I do lots of presentations. I work with my team. I say I'm an advisory board member. I am building my business. I'm a mum, I'm a wife. I'm on the go, and I want to keep sharp. I want to keep focused, and I want to be able to give myself the edge to keep going. I can't be doing with any brain fog. I can't be doing with any of that. So I take 4 of these a day, and they are designed to have 4 a day. And I take them depending on my day. But if I'm working later into the night, I personally find for me that I wouldn't take them first thing in the morning. I may take them about 10 or 11 o'clock, because then I find I am still alert and focused and sharp as later on in the night. Okay. And that's the end of all the information that I've gone through. And as I said, I'm really, really happy to answer any questions.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for that, Louise. Do you want to take off your the screen share?
Yeah.
Because this is the moment where everybody has the opportunity to be able to ask questions. One of the things that struck me, what is one of the main businesses in Malta out of forever? It's the gaming industry. So if you think about what Louise was saying about the about the focus, that is something that you need to be contacting everybody who's in gaming immediately and getting that inside of them, because that you will be able to explain to them that this is going to help to maintain the focus and keep their cognitive abilities always strong, and as long as they take it obviously with yellow, it's going to make it even more powerful. So I think you've certainly opened up a whole new massive market there, because Malta is the gaming paradise.
And also, I believe on that website, cognizin.com, there's information on there to do with gamers. They've done clinical trials with gamers, so it'd be interesting for you to get that information. And let the website do the work for you. Don't try to explain it, Sam. There's videos and everything on there. It's brilliant. So it's just one of those easy things to do.
Fabulous. Well, I always learn so much from you every single time that I hear you, because you're like a Wikipedia of all the information that anybody can give to somebody about our products. So we'll have to call you Wikipedia Louise. You really are absolutely brilliant as far as that goes. So has anybody got any questions? If you have, then if you'd like to raise your hand, I think you've got the opportunity to be able to put a reaction on the bottom. If you have a question, then you can raise your hand and we'll go through one at a time.
There's somebody asked a question in the chat.
Okay.
So what about kids? Can they take the daily supplements too, along with the iVision, the calcium, 120 mils of aloe and Arctic Sea? As far as this is with my compliant head on. What we say, first of all, our products, like the drinks and anything that is has been designed for anybody to have, that's absolutely fine. But as a child, you have to make sure that they are old enough to be able to take a supplement. That's the first thing. Majority of supplements are made for adults. But if you feel as a parent, then it's the right thing for your child to take a supplement, then that is your choice. It's all to do with what we can say, correctly. We can't market certain products for children, but then if you as a parent decide you want your children to take that and your children, it's the right thing for your children, and then that's absolutely fine. The daily is something that, yes, most of the time you find that children will start on the Forever Kids. Adults can take the Forever Kids if they want to stay as a child, because what you've got in the kids are phytonutrients, and phytonutrients are fruits and vegetables that have been left on the vine to ripen, to get become really nutrient dense, and they've got the right ratios of nutrients which are recommended for children. But then children can progress onto the daily, and generally speaking, you may find that when they are teenagers, they would progress onto the daily. But if you feel that you wanted to give your child the daily at the age of, say, 6, then that is your choice as a parent.
Okay. Thank you. So this is your chance, people. Really do take advantage of Louise, because, as I said, she is an absolute mine of information. If you'd prefer, you can write it into the chat or unmute yourself, whatever is good for you.
No? Have I answered all your questions? You're struck dumb, shocked into silence, worn out with all my information?
It's a hell of a lot of information to take in one go, I have to say, because you really do go into huge detail. But have you got any questions, Rossella?
No, I don't. But I was gonna take this time while people were, while all of you might be thinking about the content of the training. I wanted to give you a little save the date moment. So while you're thinking about potential questions, the next appointment with Louise, which has been great, is on February 21st, and we'll be talking about nutritional support for mature adults. So this is something really interesting too, especially for this period that we're living in, where we are all stuck at home. So it could be a useful help for mature people.
I think we said you can invite guests. No, this isn't just for, this is not just for Forever business owners. You can obviously invite all of your guests on to be able to listen directly from Louise, and I'm pretty certain that if you do that, you will get sales immediately afterwards. So if you follow up, obviously. So, Ross, thank you so much, Louise, for your time. That was absolutely fabulous. I can't wait to hear for the what the next session is going to be, because you've done an amazing job on this. I'm assuming that none of you have any questions for Louise. Rosella and I are trying to come out so that we can come and spend some time with you, but it's not very easy from Italy right at this moment in time. So anyway, as soon as we can, we will come over so that we can come and spend some time with you. Okay, so I think one last time, if you got any questions, if not, thank you all for your time. Let's show an appreciation towards Louise. Why don't you unmic yourselves and let's give her a round of applause, because I think that that was absolutely fabulous. Okay, so thank you very much, all of you, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care. Thank you again, Louise.
Everybody, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Maria Luisa, and thank you everybody for
Good night,
spending your time with us. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.